Okay, test, test, test. Let's see if this thing is working. Hey, this is Dave. This is What's Up, Dave. This is my daily stream where I catch up with my friends on the internet. I think I have friends on the internet. Sometimes they tell me they watch this thing. But anyway, I'm doing, if you haven't seen me before, I do graphic design, some programming. I'm a freelancer specializing in interactive development, and I write a blog and I design productivity tools and that kind of stuff. But today, the purpose of this stream is just to get stuff off my mind and catch people up on what I'm doing. So I have a few things that are on my mind. I'm gonna make this really quick because it's Thanksgiving week, and my dad is visiting from Taiwan. Ah, damn it, cat! My dad's visiting from Taiwan, and family's going to be here in a few days, and I have a lot of prep work to do. We're going to combine Christmas with Thanksgiving this year since Dad is here. He's not usually, he lives half a world away. So this is a special treat to have him here. So I have a bunch of errands to do. So what's on my mind? One thing, I made a larger, larger text display in the chat window, so hopefully that's a little bit easier for people to read. Thanksgiving, yes. We're just going to do a traditional Thanksgiving dinner. So the kind that Dad might remember from when he used to live here in the States back in the last time we all lived here was like in the 70s. So I was like really small. Hey kitty, here's the cat. So turkey, cranberry, jellied cranberry sauce, stuffing, mashed potatoes. Although we never did mashed potatoes when we were kids here. I think Mom would make these rice bundles, ba'atsang. Um, Rolls, pumpkin pie, maybe. Dad bought a pumpkin that he wants to cook, so we'll have a little bit of pumpkin on the side. And that might be it. Usually when it's just me and my sister, when we're hanging out, we just, damn it, cat, um, buy a bunch of sides from Whole Foods. She likes this mushroom strudel a lot. And I like green bean casserole, although that's something we didn't grow up with. That's just something that like I've heard of other people having for their Thanksgiving, so I wanted to try it too. One spin up I make on it is the cat keeps trying to switch things around. Is to use the Asian. The cat is being quite annoying. Let's get a camera on that little bastard. There he is. You are being annoying. I forgot what I was saying. Thanksgiving. Coming. Need to buy a bunch of stuff. Made a list. Turkey, potato, stuffing, butter, French cut green beans, fried onions, Campbell's soup, whole milk, cranberry, gravy, and rolls. That's all I've got on this. My sister will be taking care of the other stuff. I make a spreadsheet every year for this, which I think I could probably share. It's kind of nerdy. It's kind of fun thing that might be of interest to people. And so here's my this is my Thanksgiving cooking spreadsheet. This just shows like if I'm planning to eat around 7 o'clock at night, these are the key ingredients across the top: stuffing, turkey, gravy, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, rolls, sweet potatoes, strudel, setting the table, and plating the cranberry sauce. So I know the turkey takes about this long, and then there's this period of making the gravy. The green bean casseroles all have in the end. Here I'm also noting which resource I'm using. One of the small burners, the oven. These are 2 burners because I'm deglazing the entire turkey pan. Oven. So there's basically 2 phases. The first phase of the oven is the turkey, and the second phase is everything that fits in the oven for prep in the last hour. Things that are warming up. Things like mashed potatoes can happen like you're fairly late. Like I can start at 5, and then the mashing can be kept warm in the crock pot at a low setting. And then like the actual buying spreadsheet stuff is like split this up with whoever's coming. So the meats, vegetables, starches. So we make sure that there's everything that's here, and then from this I generate the list. And you can see this goes back to when we started this in 2011. This was us planning on what we're bringing and stuff. So that's my nerd planning sheet there. All right, what else am I talking about? I need to get going and look for a Christmas tree. Healthcare, that's the other thing that's going on this week. I am on the Affordable Care Act here, which is AKA Obamacare. And as you've probably read in the news or heard in the news, the premiums are going way, way up this year. I have just started looking at, and the gateway for the site is still down. I'm not sure why I can't continue on with the enrollment. Um, so I started a new enrollment to look at the plans. I'm not sure why it's broken. Um, and it's going to be expensive. It's my premiums now are around 350 for like basically disaster healthcare insurance. It's probably going to double, so I'm going to be looking at $700 a month or something like that with equivalent comparable, um, like very minimal coverage. Essentially, what I was looking at it, essentially it boils down to I need to budget an extra $10,000 a year for healthcare costs, and that's going to be a fixed cost that's only going to go up as I get older. I'm almost 50 now. So this affects my plans for what I'm going to be doing with my project work. I need to find an extra $10,000 a year to cover this stuff. And that goes into for prepping for 2018. What kind of stuff am I going to be doing in 2018? I know there's one project happening late in 2018 that maybe is good for $25,000. And then there's the stuff that I sell, but I'm not making any money off the paper stationery stuff because the money just goes back into producing the print runs and just keeping things going. It does make a very small profit, but it's nothing to live off of. So I need to reconsider that. I'm probably 5. I should stop buying toys and stuff like that. Um, if I drop my toy budget, I don't know if it's $10,000 a year, but certainly I can get by on much less. And so I might be starting to plan, I guess, my wind down into my twilight years as I slowly tumble into my 50s and 60s. And maybe I have another 20 years worth of like a productive, money-making years left in me. But let's say there's 10 years left. What am I going to do for the next 10 years to ensure that like my last 30 or 40 years is going to be something that is like free of stress and so forth. And I think I'm going to be, I'm optimistic. I can design stuff so far. I still have my eyes. Knock wood, rub the cat for luck. Um, but yeah, this is something that's on my mind a lot these days. Especially Dad being here. He's almost 90. Thinking about how does one sustain the family and one's health for long periods of time. Dad's in great health for his age. He's actually probably in better health than I am. He's taking care of himself. He's eating well, carefully. He doesn't overeat. He has no vices. Courtney says, I can do it. It's really easy to say no to purchasing new stuff. Yeah, maybe 2018 will be the year that starts. But yeah, just starting to reduce all that kind of stuff. Have a smaller footprint. And then also looking forward into my waning years is to ensure that there is some kind of community to be part of. I think that's really, really important. Um, if you are younger than I am, if you're like in your 30s or 40s, if you're in your 30s, you're probably already experiencing the withdrawal of being in school, or being in a school, or being in university. So it's like, it's a lot harder to make friends now that I have work and I have all these responsibilities and stuff. When do I have time to meet people? It gets, and as you become, if you become independent like I am, like a freelancer, then it's even worse. Like there's no one to hang out with. My phone is going off. That's strange. I'll let it ring. So what is my plan for doing that? It could be virtual. It could be this. Well, maybe this stream thing is my way of keeping in touch with people who are my friends on the internet. But how do I get something back from it? This is so far it's mostly a one-way process. So building more things for me to be part of, I think is very much on my mind. So that's kind of where I am right now. Just contemplating, like, as Dad leaves this Friday, where am I going to pick up? My schedule has been pretty much, how would you? It's been knocked on his butt. It's been great having him here. But I've kind of lost all my momentum and all my direction from what I was doing before. And fortunately I wrote that stuff down. Let me just double check to see if that actually is true or not. So I'm going to look at my Quiver notebook here. Oh, incidentally, today the 20th? Today is the 20th, and this is the new release of Scrivener. Scrivener 3.0 is out for Macintosh, so I might need to check that out. Scrivener is like they've apparently updated the interface to modern standards, and hopefully it's less horsey looking. It was really hard for me to look at, particularly the Windows version, which is terrible looking. Anyways, this is my Groundhog Day resolutions. Let's see. Index. This index page is where this is where I leave notes for what I was doing when I. And so if I look at this, I can kind of figure out where I last was. So here I'm talking about gender dysphoria, learning about medical bills. This is actually pretty old. This was a process for me how to get into a work session. This is a specific process about where I was last working on my blog system rebuilding. So I need to get back to this and finish this. And now that this trip or this visit is out of the way and all the projects are out of the way for the year, I should be able to spend the last couple of months just building this thing, because this is a huge bottleneck, not being able to express and write about things in my mind, because that's a big part of me establishing or reestablishing like whatever branding presence I had with my productivity tools, to create some kind of cyclical, virtuous circle business where I'm making things, I'm sharing things, and I'm creating tools for people who want to, to approach or aspire to be a better version of themselves. This is, I think, all I want to do, to be able to do something, to be of a person of producing value for the world, producing value that I can perceive and I myself can appreciate. Yeah, one problem I have is like doing stuff that other people appreciate that I really don't give a crap about. People love it when like you're responsible for taking care of their stuff. They're not so interested if you're trying to do something yourself. It's like the fable of the little red hen. Who will help me grind the wheat? Who will help me make the bread? Who will help me water the wheat? Not I, said the cow, not I, said the pig, not I, said the dog. Then I will do it my damn self, says the little red hen. And so she does. There's a lot of, I guess, independence-oriented thinking I put on myself. And for a good part of this year, if you've been watching this stream for a while, or reading what my writing for the past few years, I've been in this nihilistic mood. This existentialist crisis of what is anything worth doing. It all seems to really have no impact on my well-being or the well-being of other people in any kind of cosmically significant way. And I guess there's three ways you can come out of that. One, you can just you can just say this sucks and you off yourself. The second thing is you just decide to take advantage of the system, do whatever the hell you want because there are no repercussions. Three, you can accept the absurdity of the situation, and you can just do things for your own amusement, which just seems to be the way that I'm moving right now. There's not a whole lot that makes a whole lot of difference other than what I put into it. This might be a good time to rewatch Groundhog Day, the Bill Murray movie, and just see how I react to it. But I'm in a contemplative mood, as you can probably tell. Now I have to go Christmas tree shopping. Hopefully they're available. It's actually a nice day out, so I can bring like a tree that's dry instead of like dripping with moisture and rain. It's been kind of rainy here. I also need to get my snow tires put on just in case it snows this weekend while I'm driving to Boston to drop my dad off, because I don't want to drive to Boston on my summer tires, or my all seasons, I should say. I have my car is a very light car. It's a GTI from 2000, and it slides all over the road if I don't have the right tires on it in the wintertime. So it's a completely different beast when I have snow tires on it. So those are just two things I need to get out of the way. Then I can do the Thanksgiving grocery shopping. Make sure I get my French cut green beans for the green bean casserole, because those always sell out if you wait too long to buy those. It's probably too late already. And then get the Christmas tree set up, wrap some presents for Dad, and then see where all that goes from there. So that's my day. The week is again going to be kind of a wash of a week, I think. Not a whole lot of. I'm just not very focused on things. So But there are some toys coming in. I did decide to buy myself a TV finally, so I got that LG OLED. It's like it was like when I was looking at the price, it was like $4,000, and I said if it drops to $4,000, that's a pretty decent price. Right now, the price is at $2,300, which because it's the end of the year and this is this model year's TV. Still a great TV. Um, so I'm going to get. I ordered that from Costco. I renewed my Costco membership because my sister wanted to go buy some rice cauliflower from there. So, it actually was probably it probably would have been cheaper to even just buy it at Best Buy or even on Amazon. But buying through Costco, if there's any problems with it, they have their extended concierge service. And it's much easier to return and get a refund if there's a problem with the TV. So I think that was probably worthwhile for a big ticket item like this. But I could have a big TV for Christmas time around my birthday, and then that might be my 50th birthday present to myself. It's kind of funny to think that's like not enough money to buy a new laptop. Oh, not a new MacBook Pro, but I'm going to sit out this generation of MacBook Pros because the keyboard issues are just ridiculous for those. So that's today's What's Up, Dave. Just kind of getting going with the week, trying to maintain good spirits, bunch of stuff to do, but thinking about 2018 and thinking about making some more money and thinking about reducing all these things. But I think I'm in a pretty good place. Later on today, we're going to go to Barnes & Noble, and I'm just going to hang out there for a while. Then can wander around the whole store for an hour or two, just looking at all the books and seeing if there's anything he's interested in. I think that'll be just fun for him to look at. And then he can also go Christmas card shopping because he was wanting to mail a friend of his in Japan a Christmas card or a message of some kind. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Sam's Club.